Hey there and welcome. So today we are going to get into one of the most common, and let's be honest, one of the most frustrating health goals out there, fixing your posture. We're going to talk about why that little voice in your head constantly nagging you to stand up straight might actually be the very thing that's setting you up to fail. Let's dive in. I mean, of course you have. We've all been there, right? You catch your reflection in a shop window, or you feel that familiar ache starting in your shoulders while you're at your desk, and you do the thing. You pull your shoulders back, you lift your chest, and for a second, you feel great, taller, stronger, more aligned. But how long does that feeling actually last? 5 minutes? 10 if you're really concentrating? The truth is, the second, and I mean the second, our attention shifts somewhere else, we're right back to slumping where we started. It's this exhausting, never-ending cycle. And that brings us to what you could call the posture paradox. It's this weird loop of trying to fix something you know is wrong, but finding yourself right back at square one without even thinking about it. It's super frustrating. Think about it. It happens the moment our conscious brain gets busy with something else. The meeting starts, your phone buzzes with a text, you get lost in a random thought, and boom, your body's posture control goes right back on autopilot. And that autopilot's only job is to return to its default setting, which for many of us is the slump. This isn't a failure of your discipline, it's just how our brains work. And this is where we get to the real heart of the issue, what I'm calling the willpower trap. See, we've been looking at posture all wrong. It's not some bad habit that you can just force into submission. Trying to use willpower to fix your posture is like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. You can do it for a little while, but the second you get distracted, it's gonna pop right back up to the surface. And this chart here just lays it all out perfectly. On the one hand, you've got the old way, the myth of conscious correction. It's temporary, it's exhausting, and you're literally fighting your own body's structure. But on the other hand, you have this new approach, which is all about changing your body's structural reality. The goal here isn't to try to have good posture, it's to have an effortless default posture that you don't even have to think about. And, this quote from Dr. Brandon Harshe really hits the nail on the head. He says, real, lasting postural change isn't about remembering to do something. It's about making a change to the body so that good posture becomes your new normal, your new autopilot setting, whether you're thinking about it or not. Here's a great way to think about it. Forcing yourself to stand up straight is like putting a fresh coat of paint on a house that has a cracked foundation. Sure, you can make it look good for a little while, but it's only a matter of time before those cracks show through again. The slouching, that's just the crack in the paint. The real problem is the foundation, your spinal alignment.
So if that posture isn't just a bad habit, then what is it? Well, the new way of thinking about this is to see posture not as some kind of personal failing, but as a language. It's a blueprint that can actually show you the underlying condition of your spine.
To a trained expert, your posture is like a Rosetta Stone. A slight tilt of your head to the left isn't just a random quirk. It can point directly to a specific shift in the very top bone in your neck, the C1 or atlas. Or if you have one shoulder that's always higher than the other, that's not random either. It tells a story about what might be happening in your lower neck. Every little asymmetry is a clue. This quote just sums it all up perfectly. Your posture isn't something you do. It's a reflection of what is. It is a literal, external window into your internal spinal health. It's the shadow that reveals the true shape of the object casting it. Okay, so you might be thinking, how can one tiny little bone at the top of my neck cause all these problems all over my body? Well, it's all about the body's incredible ripple effect, a concept that experts call the kinetic chain. And this diagram shows that domino effect in action. It all starts with a tiny shift, maybe just a millimeter of that top vertebra, the atlas. But here's the thing, your brain has one job that trumps almost everything else. It has to keep your eyes level with the horizon. So to do that, your head tilts. To correct for that tilt, one shoulder has to hike up, then to level out the shoulders, your pelvis twists, and all of a sudden, a tiny little issue up top has created a full body compensation pattern. And this is so important. This isn't just about looking slumped over or having a few aches and pains. The science is really clear on this. These kinds of postural distortions, especially that forward head posture we see everywhere, are directly linked to some pretty serious health issues. We're talking chronic neck pain, tension headaches, problems with your balance, and even affecting how well you can breathe. Okay, so if the problem is structural, it just makes sense that the solution has to be structural too. This means we have to stop chasing the symptoms and start zeroing in on the actual root cause of the whole mess. And this is where a specialty called upper cervical chiropractic comes into play. Now, unlike general chiropractic that might adjust a bunch of different areas, this approach uses laser-like focus on just those top 2 bones in the spine, the ones that are holding up your entire head. I want you to picture a Roman stone arch. The atlas, that top C1 vertebra, is the keystone right at the top of the arch. If that keystone gets knocked out of place, the whole arch becomes weak and unstable. The goal isn't to run around trying to shove every single stone back into place. No, the goal is to gently and precisely correct the keystone. When you do that, the rest of the arch can just naturally settle back into its strong, stable alignment. And what's really amazing is that because this approach goes right to the top, right to the command center of that whole kinetic chain, the results can be incredibly fast. We're talking about seeing significant, measurable improvements in posture in as few as 2 to 3 adjustments. So what's the big takeaway from all of this? Really, it's about a huge shift in your mindset. Your posture isn't a report card on your discipline. It's not a personal failing. It's a physical signal from your body, and it's about time we all learned how to listen to what it's saying. So if you're thinking about getting help for your posture, you need to be an educated consumer. Here are some fantastic questions to ask any practitioner. Are they looking at the big picture, or are they just focused on where you feel pain? Do they actually measure your posture before and after to track real change? Can they explain the why behind your slouch? And critically, are they using imaging to confirm what they think is going on? These questions help you find someone who's fixing the foundation, not just painting over the cracks. So I'm gonna leave you with this one question to think about. I want you to look at your own posture, not as a flaw you need to fix, but as a message. That high shoulder, that tilted head, that nagging tension in your back. What is it compensating for? What is your body's structure actually trying to tell you? Because ultimately, this is the simple truth. You cannot outthink a structural problem. You can't force it away with willpower. If you want to change that actually lasts, you have to go to the source. The most durable way to change a structural outcome is and always will be to address the structure itself. Thanks so much for tuning in.
I stopped trying to find a doctor who would listen, and I did this instead. For years, I was doing everything right. Eating clean, exercising, getting 8 hours of sleep, but I was still exhausted. I had constant brain fog, and my hormones felt completely out of whack. Every doctor told me my labs were normal, and it was probably just stress. I was about to give up until I found Holistic Health. It's a free AI wellness tool trained by functional medicine experts. I spent 5 minutes answering questions about everything: my symptoms, my sleep, my digestion, and it built me this. And this was the light bulb moment. It didn't just give me a list of problems, it connected the dots. It showed me how my gut health was likely impacting my hormones and how that was causing the fatigue and the brain fog. It even gave me a clear list of potential root causes, supplements to research, and even the specific lab tests to ask for. Its tip is secure. Over 77,000 people have used it, and it's 100% free to get your blueprint. If you feel like you're not being heard, start here. Understand your body first and then decide your next step.